Hello friends, Ace Botane next episode. In this episode, we'll be discussing Organism and Population, part 1, last one. Chapter number 11. Now, remaining only chapter in second year is Ecosystem. After this, we'll be proceeding to Cell, the basic unit of life, and we'll try to finish the chapter, the notes, etc. Then we'll be coming back to Ecosystem, then followed by last chapter of first year, that is bioclassification, by which theory part will be over and that will be available in YouTube. After that, we'll be dealing each segments by writing, etc. Meanwhile, shorts I'm putting daily, preferably after 9 o'clock. 2-3 questions will be done. So subscribe all, so you'll be getting all this. Beyond textbook, that channel will be parallelly proceeding. Now we can proceed. That is chapter number 11, Organism and Population, episode 4. For convenience, I will share the screen, so you'll be getting the note directly. Then we can proceed. I think screen came, so we can proceed. So Organism and Population, part 1. So what all things we'll be discussing in this episode as usual, there'll be introduction. Then remaining 3 interactions like parasitism, commensalism, mutualism. Then followed by 5 theory question, 5 NEET model question with the key. So NCERT table I again shown there, where we can find 3 arrows that we will be discussing here. Now, as usual, an introduction needed for all descriptions. So already we suggested in the last episode itself, without interaction, life is difficult in this world. So in this episode, remaining 3 interactions, we'll be discussing that question. The interactions will be parasitism, commensalism, mutualism. So we can proceed to second page. So parasitism symbol is plus and minus. Here, parasite takes full advantage. Host suffers. Originally, parasitism was an evolutionary event, along with it adaptation. Many parasites are host-specific, and remember, parasitism is a co-evolved procedure. And NCERT says the parasitism evolved in so many taxonomic groups from plants to higher vertebrates, NCERT page number 199 and 200. It is given. So to survive, parasites develop so many adaptations because they have to depend on a host. So adaptation should be there for parasites, which include, that is a theory question, the NEET model question, NCERT only, loss of unnecessary sense organ, presence of adhesive organs like suckers, loss of digestive system, then high reproductive capacity, complex life cycle involving 1 or 2 intermediate hosts or vectors to facilitate parasitization of its primary host. Typical example given in NCERT, human liver fluke, which is NCERT-wise, it is a trematode parasite, depends on 2 intermediate hosts. That is what NCERT says, a snail and a fish to complete its life cycle, NCERT page number 200. I think page is clear. Theoretical only, example only makes some confusion. Now, malarial parasite, mosquito. Parasite harm the host and reduce the survival. Physically weak. Growth and reproduction of the host thus reduce. The population density, parasites can be classified under various events or types. NCERT-wise, basically 2 types, ectoparasite and endoparasite. So when we come to ectoparasite, parasites that feed on external surface of the host organism are called ectoparasite. Typical example, lice on humans and ticks on dogs. Many marine fishes are infested with, NCERT given example, ectoparasitic copepods. Cuscuta, a parasitic plant on other plants. And its further explanation given in NCERT has lost, that is Cuscuta, a parasitic plant on other plants, has lost its chlorophyll and leaves in the course of evolution become parasite. Now, a typical comparison they given with the mosquito. Sorry. Interestingly, female mosquito is not considered as a parasite, even though it needs our blood protein. Blood means a protein seen in blood in connection with the reproduction. NCERT page number 200 is given. That is regarding ectoparasite and examples in connection with NCERT. Now comes second category, namely entoparasites. So from the term itself, we can guess these are the parasite which lives inside the host body at different sites, different organs, different areas. That is why the term endoparasite. Now, organs like liver, lungs, kidney, RBC, etc. Endoparasites are extremely specialized. Extremely specialized. As a result, life cycle is also more complex. They got more simplified. A question. They got more simplified morphological, anatomical features. But remember, they mainly emphasize their reproductive potential. A question we can anticipate here. Reproductive potential. So here, kidney, RBC, not kidney RBC. After that, liver, lungs, kidney, RBC. After kidney, there is a comma. I think idea clear. Now we can, NCERT number 200 is given. Reproductive potential, what is importance in connection with the parasites. Now comes next term, brood parasitism. Brooding, all of us familiar. So how we can observe parasitism in another form? Typical example, parasitic birds lay its egg in the nest of the host. Let the host incubate them. That is the event. By evolution, egg of parasitic bird have evolved to resemble host egg in size and color to reduce the chances of the host bird detecting the foreign egg and ejecting them from the nest. Typical example is cuckoo, otherwise called quail, and crow are given here, both the birds and their egg comparison, etc. So you can easily follow. Now we can continue. Next term, see nature, what all mechanism available. Say brood parasitism. Next term is another interesting item, hyperparasitism. Hyper. It is an interaction in which one organism, say hyperparasite, parasitizes another organism, the primary parasite, which itself is already a parasite. When I say in this manner, you will not be able to get a typical example I given. In simple terms, parasite on parasite. That is hyperparasitism. This chart will give you a clear idea. See, hyperparasite. It is bacteriophage, you can find, which will infect primary parasite, that is plaque-causing parasite or bacteria, Yersinia pestis. So bacteriophage infect bacteria, and that will infect primary host, that is rat, flea, or rat. I think idea clear what is hyperparasitism. Now comes commensalism, second interaction for us. Symbol is +0. Symbols are important. Both parasitism, commensalism, all these symbols are important. Comparison question. So it is +0. One will be benefited, other have no benefit, no loss. The term commensal, just like last episode we discussed the term amensal. So commensal means species which got benefit. Other species is referred to be host. I think idea clear. Now we can proceed to next page. Examples for commensalism. These are the headache for us, example wise. See, an orchid growing on other plants like mangifera. Orchid is an epiphyte. Since it is attached with the mango tree is host. Orchid gets a place to attach for mango tree. So orchid will be getting a place to attach. For mango tree, no harm. That is why +0. I think idea clear. Next is barnacles growing on the back of the whale get shelter. For whale, no harm. There is another interesting example we already observed in our life. Cattle egret. Egret is a type of bird. Photograph I given this will be easy for you. Due to the movements caused by the cattle egret is able to get it food like insects. Now fourth is clownfish, usually seen along with the sea anemone. Gets protection even from predators due to stinging tentacles of sea anemone. So for example wise, take care, it will be difficult to remember because different interaction comes, examples will be confusing for us. Now comes the last interaction for our discussion, mutualism. Symbol is ++. Mutualism can be called as symbiosis in a layman's word or common way, but slight difference is there between mutualism and symbiosis. But as usual, a normal way, we can take it as synonym. That is why I put in inverted comma, almost synonym, mutualism and symbiosis. Detailed reference when we analyze it, we can find slight difference, but for our condition, both are same. It is beneficial for both species. That is why both will be getting ++ sign. Normally, these two species living together preferably obligate in nature. An example for mutualism, different chapters we studied it, typically biology classification first year, mycorrhiza. Mycorrhiza means a mutualistic association between roots of higher plants and fungus. Fungus will absorb essential nutrients from the soil helpful for the host plant. Plant can do photosynthesis of food and nutrients and space to fungus. So both will be getting benefit. Next is lichens, relation between fungus and photosynthetic green algae, otherwise blue-green algae or BGA. Phycobion algae will produce food. Mycobion fungus will absorb nutrients from soil. Originally, lichen, in detailed study, that relation, what we call it as heliotism, but that word is not directly given in NCERT. So for lichen, what we can say in a normal way, it is mutualism or even symbiosis. But remember, there is a phenomenon called heliotism. Just keep in the mind. For exam point of view, better, NCERT what says, you can take. It is coming under mutualism or symbiosis. Now, mutualism between plants and animals, another co-evolved procedure. Clear example we can observe in Zoophyllae and Zoochory. Zoophyllae and Zoochory, when phyllae, chory comes as a suffix, meaning is dispersal. Yesterday I put this question in shorts. Rewards also given for respective organism by plant. This type of mutualism between plants and animals were a co-evolved procedure. In NCERT given some photographs. Example for involvement of plant-animal mutualism. Mutual relation between, here you can find fig tree and wasp. Fig flower pollinated by wasp. Wasp laying eggs in fig fruit. Next is fig tree and wasp. In many cases, there is an obligate relationship between plants and pollinators. As in the case of fig and wasp, female wasp will utilize fig fruit as an egg-laying structure or egg-laying area. Such a way, egg-laying place, as and when larvae develops along with it, developing seeds can nourish the larvae. I think idea clear. Now, next is orchids and bees. Typical example is, another example is orchid and bees or bumblebee. A typical orchid name is Ophrys and insect is colpa. Sexual deceit, we can see here one petal, that is important item, one petal of a flower have an uncanny resemblance to the female insect. So what is meant by uncanny? Uncanny means mysterious. And in what respect they resemble? See, I put a star here, explanation here, in size, color, and marking. It's almost like a female insect. Naturally, male bee attracted towards the flower, thinking that it is a female bee, perform pseudocopulation. When this same bee pseudocopulates another flower, transfer pollen takes place, thus pollination. So another flower, when they visit, previous pollen will be deposited, transfer of pollen takes place, thus pollination will be there. I think idea clear. Next is, as usual, so interactions getting over. Now 5 theory question, 5 NEET model question with the key. Key I given the top since there is no space. So by this chapter is getting over. So what all things we learn in this episode, comparatively a small one, so it will be convenient for you. So we can just revise what all things we discussed in this episode. So organism and population, fourth one, as a usual introduction, as usual, parasitism, commensalism, mutualism question. And first is a table, it's an important one question guarantee for theory entrance minimum. And here we'll be discussing mutualism, parasitism, commensalism. And introduction, without interaction, life is not possible in this world. And parasitism, we started with the symbol plus minus. And what is the action of parasite, how the host suffers. It is a co-evolved procedure. Parasitism evolved in so many taxonomic groups from plants to higher vertebrates, plants to higher vertebrates, NCERT page number 199-200. To survive, parasite develop many adaptations which include theory question, entrance question, peculiarity of human liver fluke. Then malarial parasite, that is mosquito. Then what happens to the host when parasite attacks on them? Then classification, ectoparasite. So what is meant by ectoparasite? Then what are the features? Then what about mosquito? Then endoparasite, where it lives, why the term endoparasite, and adaptations again. And parasitism depends mainly on reproductive potential. So to spread the organism as much as possible. Reproductive potential crucial for parasites. Then brood parasitism, that is connected with the nesting and egg-laying procedure. Typical example is cuckoo and crow. Then hyperparasitism, that is just like bacteriophage, bacteria and bacteria causing or affecting a larger host. Typical example you can find here, hyperparasitism, bacteriophage, bacteria, as well as rat or rat flea likewise, or humans. Then comes commensalism, placebo. One benefit, other have no loss, no benefit. Examples important for commensalism, that is orchid, barnacles, and third one cattle egret with the photograph, common question. Then clownfish as well as sea anemone. Then came last interaction, mutualism plus. Mutualism can be called as symbiosis, but remember in deeper studies, slight difference is there. For us, it is almost same. Then beneficial for both species. They will be living together, obligate in nature. Examples for mutualism, starting with the mycorrhiza, roots of higher plants and fungus, how both will get benefit. Lichens, fungus and photosynthetic green algae or BGA, blue green algae, again, how they get benefit. Phycobiont and mycobiont in bioclassification, we already learned or will be learning it. Then next is lichens. Remember, there is a technical term, original term, it is allotism, but that way not discussed in NCERT. For us, lichen is symbiotic or mutualistic association. Then mutualism between plants and animals were two important terms, zoophily and zoochory, connected with the life cycle. Then plant-animal mutualism, typical examples given, that is fig tree and wasp. Then orchid and bee. Then uncanny resemblance in orchid, female insect. In size, color, and markings, uncanny means mysterious. Pseudo-copulation. Then, as usual, 5 theory question, 5 NEET model question with the key. If you like this episode, subscribe or like it, share it, comment on it. We can meet later. Meanwhile, remember, try to subscribe Ace Botane. So questions will be coming. Then extra general things. I am also doing a channel beyond textbook. That is general items, not concerned with the subject mainly. So take care. Bye. We can meet later. All the best. Thank you.